motherfuckers, we back.
Back at it again.
This is the 2 Cents You Call This podcast.
One try for the one time.
I am your host, X, and I'm here with my brother from another mother, Dub. What's happening,
What's happening, man?
Hey, brother, it's Struggle City,
We
man.
having technical difficulties today.
Man,
And this the second week in a row.
2 weeks straight, man.
Man, y'all, this is episode number 39 again because we actually did an episode last week that we don't have.
Yeah, WD, count your fucking days.
We did for everybody that follow us on Instagram. If you don't, please follow us at 2 Cent Podcast. But we polled out because we were doing a Mother's Day show, and we actually did that Mother's Day show. Yep. It was actually a really great show. I really enjoyed that episode.
Yeah.
And then you text me the next day.
Yeah, man, and that bitch was gone. No idea where that bitch went,
bro.
The project was still there in my recording software, but all the sound files were gone.
I'm not even understanding how that.
That's the first time that's ever happened to me.
Bro, I know you was pissed off about that shit when you text me.
That shit ruined my fucking Mother's Day, man. Like, my mom and my brother had to call me and stuff and told me to get out the house because between this being first Mother's Day without my grandma, and then with that, it was like, I'm about to fucking punt a fucking puppy across the fucking street or something.
Not a puppy. Well, y'all know what it is. If you want to hear us on YouTube, you can always follow us at 2 Cent You Call It Podcast. Mm-hmm. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can see when we post. Mm-hmm. For your listening pleasure, we are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. Turn us up in your eardrums, man.
Ooh,
first things first, my brother. What's in your glass?
Some water. Man, I haven't been eating beef all week, man. So I think I got the meat sweats or something.
You've been eating beef all week?
I haven't been eating beef all week. But I just have cognac. I'm going to mix it in with some root beer. But yeah, what about you over there, brother?
We went out and got some food before the show, and they had a really good tropical sweet tea. So I'm doing the half and half again. Okay. I mixed some lemonade vodka with that sweet tea, and we gonna see what it hit for in a minute.
All right.
Yeah, man. But yeah, other than that, man, how was your week? I know we talked about it a little bit. We done already started off on the shitty tone.
Yeah.
With the episode being gone.
But yeah, that happened. Mother's Day was good once I kind of got in a better mood.
Yeah.
And then after that, the week was pretty good, but my shower got clogged up.
Okay.
So I was trying to clean my tub.
Yeah.
And I couldn't because everything was just sitting in there, and by the time it drained out, it was just dirt was still sitting there and stuff. So eventually I had to go get something to clean the clog up.
You don't have a maintenance person that come do that shit?
We do, man, but you gotta put a whole request in and everything. You never know when they're gonna come.
Yeah.
And stuff. So I was like, yeah, let me just go ahead and get this stuff just in case. And cleared it out today because I was taking whole baths all week. So I got a good clean in, and I'm sweating again, so I might have to go take another shower. But other than that, man, the week was pretty good. Couldn't do too much complaining. Had a slight episode with depression and stuff, but you actually texted me that morning.
Yeah.
And you was like, how you doing? I was like, man, I was good last night. Then I woke up and I was like, yeah. And then I was good like 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
And stuff. So y'all check on y'all mentals and make sure that y'all good, man.
Yeah, and it happens, man. And we are very open about the topic on this podcast of mental health. So yeah, man, if you are struggling out there, that's what I was gonna talk about. Speaking of mental health, and it kind of plays in. Did you saw the story about the young lady that committed suicide at SU?
Oh yeah, I saw it. I glimpsed over it. I didn't read the entire story, but I did see it. She was a cheerleader, right?
Yeah, she was a cheerleader, man. And let me tell y'all, especially, well, I guess a few things that go along with that story because looks can be deceiving.
Yeah. Definitely.
Because you see a lot of her posts, and you see a lot of, on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, she's smiling all the time. She looked like a pretty upbeat and good spirited person, and you think that you see people from the surface and you think that everything is just
Yeah,
always good,
definitely.
and especially with your strong friends, you know what I'm saying. Especially you got people that take stuff on the chin and they their response is always, hey, I'm good, or I can't complain, or
Yeah,
everything is cool. um Make sure that the people around you have that outlet. If you see them a little off, if you see something that is out of the normal, because mental health issues come in different forms and facets, right?
yeah,
And so you just make sure that you are taking the time to check up on your friends and recognize, uh,
those signs.
yeah, those signs, man.
Yeah,
Because I feel like, personally, I feel like there's always a sign, especially with the people that you're closest to.
yeah. I can definitely say that a lot of times they don't see it internally, so you need that outside person to kind of audit your behavior,
Yeah,
and maybe they can suggest, you're all right. And sometimes that can just be the floodgate of releasing
right.
somebody just asking if you're okay, because I know we all busy, we all chasing the bag
Yeah,
and everything like that, but sometimes somebody just needs somebody to ask.
yeah, man. So, yeah, I saw that, and my heart goes out to that young lady's family.
Definitely.
Cause she left a whole note and everything,
Yeah.
and I was reading through the note, man. It was really sad, cause like you said, you feel like you see people on the outside and they just look so great. You know what I'm saying? They look like everything is going well for them. Like,
Hmm.
you feel like they got it all together, but you never know what's going on, deep down inside. So
Definitely.
that was one thing that I was thinking about that we didn't put on the docket, and I was like, yep. Now that we got to talking about the week and everything,
Hey man,
it definitely brought it back to my mind.
it's always on somebody's mind out there. So
Yeah, for sure, man. But how was the rest of your week? Did it turn up from there?
yeah, it got decent.
Roller coaster.
Yeah, you know what it is. Today, man, I'm on a high though.
Yeah.
Definitely, man, I'm excited about going out after this, man. I've been in the house. Well, I ain't gonna say all week because I did get out and go to a birthday party. But outside of that, it's just been work. I usually keep my head down and just go. But other than that, man, I can't complain, man. I'm grateful. I'll say that. I'm
That's what's
grateful.
up. Yeah, we got the return to karaoke tonight.
Yeah,
We
man.
we was kind of rushing through everything, trying to make sure that we stayed on the schedule. I think we pretty much on schedule. We might be a little behind, but
I think we still beat whoever you told to be there at a certain time.
yeah, man. So if y'all hear this, don't fault us. We really be trying to keep a schedule, but yeah,
Yeah,
when you setting up and trying to make sure everything good for the show, it take a little while.
yeah. It's just trying to make sure everything go right this week. But yeah, man. But how was your week, man?
The week was pretty good, man. My Mother's Day was good. I am adjusting to a schedule adjustment, or a schedule change for me.
Hmm.
Now I work Saturday through Tuesday. So I work 4 10s. I'm on Saturday through Tuesday, and then I'm off 3 days. And I was telling you about it, man. 4 10s is a great schedule. I think everybody should be on the 4 10 schedule.
Think so?
Yeah, because by that third day, I forget I even have a job.
Let me tell you, man. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'll be able to get past 10-10. That's a long time.
It's yeah, and depending on what you're doing, it definitely could be a long time.
If I'm busy, then yeah. But
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. In my workspace, man, I'm never stagnant. Like, I'm always moving around.
yeah.
Even though for right now, I'm doing a lot of studying and I got a lot of classwork and stuff to be done.
Hmm.
But for the most part, no day for me is the same, and so I think that 10 hours for me just goes by ridiculously quick. And then you looking at a off day or 3 off days in a row coming up. That's
Nothing like
like
that.
like this weekend. I usually work on Saturdays, but I'm taking this Saturday off. So it's actually 4 days in a row, and then I only work 3 days. So
Come
that's
on, early Memorial Day
hey,
weekend.
that's a good one, man. It's good. So I can't complain about that schedule adjustment. But my Mother's Day was pretty good. Uh,
it out.
He gonna kill me if he hear it, but I'ma still talk about it. We was so we went to my mom's house for Mother's Day, and so I ended up working that afternoon going into the evening, and so my older brother, decided that he was gonna cook and everything, or he was gonna grill, and I had no objections to it because I'm like, shit, I gotta go to work anyway. Like I already ain't trying to be tired, and then we had the show with our moms on that Friday before, so it wasn't we had already kind of spent the time that we wanted to do, so it was cool. So my brother ended up grilling, man, and me and my brother have a friendly competition.
Okay.
Because we both grill.
Okay.
And you already know how it go on my end. Like I've definitely grilled before for the crew and everybody. A few times. And so we walk into the house, and my sister's gonna laugh when she hears this. We walk into the house, and immediately I look at the counter because everything is done by the time we get in. Immediately I look at the counter, and everything is in pans and everything. And I look at my sister and I mouth to her, I'm like, hey, that chicken not done. That chicken not done. Cause I'm looking at it and I'm like, I can already tell that this is about to be some bullshit.
Yeah.
But my brother, I don't be trying to step on his toes, so I just be like, okay, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna just try it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna still put it on the plate against my better judgment, and we gonna see what it hit for. And so we fix our plate and everything. We sit down. Everybody sitting down at the table, and I immediately try to pull the chicken apart because I'm not a person that just bites right into the chicken. Like, I'm gonna separate my pieces. You know what I'm saying? So I pull the chicken apart, and the skin is real tough. And I don't know if for the people out there that's not used to grilling chicken, if the skin is hard to pull apart, or it's really chewy, that means it's not done. So go and put it back on that grill. So I know this in my head that it's not done. So I wait on my sister because she's the person that's gonna play into the bullshit.
Okay.
So I wait on her, and she picks up the chicken, and I'm just staring at her, like literally staring at her, waiting on her to take a bite of this chicken.
Yeah.
She bites into the chicken, and she immediately looks at me, and she starts laughing, and we have to tell a different joke just to make it.
So did y'all finish eating the chicken?
Hell no! Like,
That's to say,
that hoe was sitting there for me. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna be able to do it.
you give it to Coda?
Nah, I wouldn't eat this. That would probably fuck her stomach up. But yeah, no. So, but other than that, man, it was a great time with the family.
That's what's up.
We had a good Mother's Day, chilled, and then I ended up working the rest of the day. So yeah, man, it was good.
That's what's up, man.
Had a good time. My little brother's, he lives in Jackson now. So it's kind of weird that he don't be here.
Yeah.
For family functions, because you know what I'm saying, like, we're all used to being in the same place for a family function.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, today I did something that I haven't done in years.
What's that?
I cut my own yard. Now,
How'd they go?
it went well. It went well, and you may be wondering why I don't cut my own yard on the regular. Well, I don't cut my own yard on the regular because I'm allergic to grass.
Okay.
So immediately after I finished cutting the grass, I'm talking about I started whipping up on my arms. I had to go directly in the house and take a shower, wash my hair, and all of that shit.
I feel you.
But it was obviously a sense of accomplishment. You know what I'm saying, when you do anything yourself at the house. But it's something I can pass on for the. Bro, I ain't.
It's good exercise and stuff.
I had just come from the gym. I didn't need the extra.
Well, you still get you a nice little sweat on.
It was, man, I hadn't cut a yard since I was a teenager.
Last time I cut a yard was a couple of Father's Day ago.
That was your Father's Day kiss?
Yeah.
Fathers get the worst gifts.
Well, nah, cause he had to do it, and I was like, nah, just let me do it
Yeah.
and stuff. Cause that's manual labor. Just sit down
I
and
mean, yeah.
take a chill. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't buying him like a tire or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it's like you get to the point
A
like
tire?
no a tie.
Oh, I thought you said I ain't buying him a tire or anything.
Nah, that would have been a good gift.
Yeah, nah, because speaking of which, did I tell you that my tire? So
Yeah, you told me about that.
yeah, man. So I get off at 1:00 in the morning now. And so it like leaving out of the parking lot. I guess I ran over something, and something had told me, to check my tire pressure because it has the tire sensors or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I had those going on the way home, and I saw that one of my tires kept dropping pressure.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yep, I ran over something." But it's 1 a.m. in the morning, and out by my house, ain't no 24-hour tire shops. So I just was like, "Fuck it, just get to the house, and then I'll figure it out."
You don't want to put the Sparrow?
I don't have it. I drive a Camaro.
Oh, the Camaros don't have spares?
Nope.
Oh, well.
Yeah, so I was just like,
sorry, Daddy Warbucks.
I was just like, I'll figure it out when I get to it. So ended up waking up the next morning and aired it up and got it to the tire shop and got it changed out. It ended up being, oh man, we are old, and I'm gonna tell you why. Well, first of all, it ended up being a very productive morning since I had to already get up and get the tire. So I decided that I was going to be productive that morning. So I got the tire fixed. Then I dropped some clothes off at the cleaners.
Okay.
And then I went to Big Lots, man, because I had been saying that I needed to get another set of sheets for my bed.
Okay.
Because I wanted to be able to rotate my sheets out a little more often. And so, ended up doing that. And, man, I got these, I guess like modern technology sheets or whatever that stay cool.
Okay, I got you.
Bruh, we owed because I was so
excited about this shit.
so excited about this.
I feel you. I think I went to like Sam's Club and they had something similar to that. I think Russell Wilson was on the front of it or something.
Oh yeah, it was like they Sealy sheets, man. 1250 thread count. So them joints is comfortable, man. I was like, this is the life of an adult. we are definitely adulting now.
Get excited with pine drawers and socks and sheets. The life.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely the life. But other than that, yeah, that was pretty much the week for me, man. We got a couple of stories that we came across in the week. First one was prison guard.
Yeah, man.
Apparently was dating an inmate. She waited till the day that she was going to retire. The day when I heard the story and they said she was retiring later that day, I thought for sure they meant maybe later in the year. Maybe she was finishing out the month or something. She waited till the day of.
Hey, had to get all her checks.
Broke her boyfriend, inmate, out of prison.
She a rider.
And proceeded to be on the run for about 10 days.
Yeah.
How you feel about it?
Hey, man. Love is a hell of a drug.
Man, ain't it?
I won't say that I would do it, but I mean I understand it. I mean, if you feel like that's the best that you're gonna get, and you just that far in love, hey.
Well,
go.
Okay, so I get what you're saying there, but here's the thing.
Hey.
One woman had a whole husband at the house.
Oh shit.
she was married.
Hey, well, maybe she found he was a high value man. Or something. I don't know.
Bro, like
I'm trying to give a reason.
How do you explain? Well, first of all, going back to the
Bonnie and Clyde, baby.
Going back to the beginning topic. How do you tell your friends that shit? Like, you ain't got no friends.
Well, I mean, they could have been with it too. You know,
Why?
they be like, well, maybe that motherfucker was knocking the dust off that book.
These are not good friends.
She was like, "Ooh, girl, go ahead, do you?" She saw Orange is the New Black, and she reversed it.
That's like I'm working as a law enforcement officer, and I'm supposedly I got to pick up somebody and supposedly take them to jail, and I just be like, oh, they fine. Let me go ahead and
Hey,
let me go ahead and pull her over with the squad car.
it works in the
We
movies.
gonna be on now. The story is so crazy because she took the squad car.
Mhm.
And I forgot. She said she was about to go do something with the squad car. I forgot what she said. Oh no, she was supposed to be. She said she was about to go transport him somewhere or take him somewhere.
Okay.
And they took off in the squad car. Ended up ditching the squad car and was on the run after that. And it took 10 days. 10 days to find him.
They ended up getting in the wreck, right? And
Did they?
Yeah, and then she got shot.
Wait, I didn't even know all of this.
Yeah, she died.
No, she didn't.
I promise.
Bro, we got.
I promise.
That's not funny.
I promise she's dead.
We gonna have to confirm this story. Because
Bro, look it up right now, bro.
I ain't got time. I can't multitask like that,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'll come back with the facts,
bro.
and I'll rescind my my false story if I'm wrong.
Bro, you gotta your circle gotta be shitty for you to be talking about. Hey, I'm about to break my inmate boyfriend. My inmate side dude, because I got a husband. Inmate side dude about to break him out. What? How does she tell? How do you discuss that shit with your friends?
I'm telling you, man. He had that mouthpiece. And he got sweet up on her. She was like, all right. They went around. He knocked her down. Something crucial.
Bruh.
She fell in love. And she was dickmatized.
I'm not going to ever tell you, hey, I met an old girl at the jail. I'm about to see how I can break her out. And we going to go on the run. You got me, bro? Like, the fuck? Hell no, man.
Hey, man. Hey, my brother. Love is a hell of a drug.
Man, ain't it? Speaking of people who might go to jail, you brought this to my attention. Somebody lost a nonprofit status.
Yeah, man. Brother Umar Johnson come down to the carpet, man. Let's get this come get this accountability.
What happened?
No, so originally he's supposed to be working on the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey School.
Okay.
So it's supposed to be Frederick Douglass, I believe, is the elementary, and
Okay.
Marcus Garvey is the secondary school.
Got it.
So he's been collecting funds for the school for the longest,
Donations and everything.
He never had a building, and
That's
then eventually
that's the
gifts,
mantra of a nonprofit.
donations.
Yeah, it's a non-profit. You don't profit.
Donations.
Okay.
But yeah, so he got the school. The ski. The school is in Philadelphia, I believe. So the building's up, but for the longest, he said it has a lot of repairs that it needs for it to be up and running.
Okay.
So
he did buy the building, but the building is condemned.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it's condemned, but I guess you can say it's condemned because can't nobody
It's vacant.
use it. Yeah. And stuff. He shoots videos in front of it. He shoots videos in the gym from time to time.
Okay.
But when it came time to file the nonprofit tax, whatever form that is that 1099 or something like that? Whatever it is, that form. We have somebody do it for us. So
right.
and
it's not that hard. I mean, if you
just say what you made, what you spent.
Yeah.
This is what it is. It came time to do that. He just sent the form in, and it was, or he just had what he got and didn't send anything else, but it was incomplete. So they give you ample times to do that, and then if you don't provide what they need, they revoke your 501c3 status.
Right.
So apparently, the original 501c3 got revoked.
Okay.
And He just started another 501c3 with a similar name, but not the same name.
Okay.
And just recently, he just got revoked again. So
Here's my question.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, because we both know how 501c3s work. We are part of a 501c3.
Yeah.
So we know how these things work.
It's a conspiracy. But that's what he said. The white man is trying to stop this from happening.
Is that what's happening? Because you received funds, right?
Yep.
So you received funds for this particular what you were supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
This particular venture. You received funds the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Then your 501c3 got revoked. Well, first of all, with those funds, what was you doing?
Hey, this brother done got married. He done flew around the world to give his seminars and stuff. Probably met a prison guard. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
he can probably go to jail for that shit. Like,
it's definitely tax evasion.
yeah, the purpose of a nonprofit is to function at a zero balance. And if you receiving funds from somewhere, and them funds have not opened that school, and you done received them under two different names, and both of them got revoked, I'm pretty sure the I, the R, and the S on your ass at some point.
Yeah, but they say, I guess since the shutdown, they've been understaffed and stuff like that. So he probably just slipped underneath somebody's radar. Because I think the original name was Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey School or something like that. And now it's like FD MG or
Oh my
Academy
God.
now and stuff. So it's similar. And it's got him on there, different ID names. Different ID numbers and everything. So, prayers for the best. I don't know, brother. It's it seems like we have a lot of that going on. It's kind of hard to trust quote unquote leaders.
Yeah.
These days, or the face of organizations, because misappropriations of funds and everything.
And I think we was talking about that earlier, and that's why I have a lot of issues. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. That's why I have a lot of issues, given to certain organizations, because how do you know where these funds are going?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you give with all good intentions, but it's not like you get an itemized, report or, treasury report of where these funds going, who they helping, if it's even going to your specific region or area. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you have no clue. So it's always a sticky situation when you.
Man, at that point, you just really got to give out the kindness of your heart and just pray that it gets used the way it's supposed to get used.
Motherfuckers be saying that all the time, but they be giving for tax exemptions too.
Yeah.
Everybody be trying to balance them tax accounts, don't they?
Yeah.
Man, so yeah, that I don't know, man. I hope that he really trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
With those funds and open that school.
We just we all fucked up out here, man.
Speaking of fucked up, we had a big headline that hit, I guess last weekend.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Kevin Samuels, man, he went on to glory.
Yeah. R.I.P. the Godfather.
Upper room. So I shouldn't laugh, but we laugh at everything.
We goofy. Like that.
But yeah, man. So he passed away, man. Condolences to his family, definitely. First and foremost. But people took to social media.
Yeah.
After that.
Yeah. It was
with a lot of different opinions and a lot of hateful shit, I guess.
Yeah. A lot of fucked up shit.
Yeah. How you feel about it?
Me personally, I did listen to quite a few of his shows and stuff like that. I'm not gonna say I agreed 100% with everything he said, but he did talk in facts and statistics and stuff like that. So, and I can definitely see what he's talking about. And I do think he brought light to a lot of issues that were going on. Um, I think he definitely said what a lot of brothers do talk about.
Hmm.
Uh, when we can be men in the barber shop, you know what I'm saying, or when we having a drink, these conversations come up all the time. Um, or even when like Mother's Day
Hmm.
last weekend after the show
Yeah,
that
the after show.
that never appears. We had a whole conversation about gender dynamics and
Roles and everything.
the relationship between men and women
Hmm.
and black women specifically. Excuse me, goddamn. And that's basically the conversation they was getting out. And I think a lot of people didn't listen to his content. They just got those clips, and
Hmm.
that's what they ran with.
Because we a soundbite community, we run off sound bites.
Definitely. And the ones that felt the type of way, they was having a jubilee.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, I don't think I could ever do that to somebody.
Hmm.
I don't think if my worst enemy, I would never wish death on them.
Right.
I would never celebrate their death. I just wouldn't speak on it.
Yeah, and I think that's my biggest thing. I think that's the issue that I had most with it. Um, the fact that people were celebrating death,
Yeah.
like not in the means of spiritually celebrating death, but
Yeah.
people that were saying that this is karma, and they was making jokes and was happy about it. Um, I think that's a fucked up situation.
Definitely is. Especially over someone's opinion.
Right.
You would have thought that he was out here just beating people and
Yeah.
mass
Yeah.
genocide.
Yeah. You
and,
thought he was Hitler or somebody.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, wear flex, but all right.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. For somebody just you hate them because of their words, or because they viewpoints.
Man, I hope nobody run across these shows. They be celebrated by death because I done said some slick shit out here before.
Well, my thing is, and everybody has the right to their own perspective, right?
Hmm.
But when I go back to saying that we are a soundbite community, people don't understand that a lot of his content, he was getting on men and holding men accountable just as much as he was women.
Definitely.
And I think that's what a lot of people fail to realize. And whether you agreed with it or disagreed with it, I don't necessarily think that it was a one-sided thing.
No, not at all. He was actually very big on bringing the black community back together.
Mhm.
He believed in black marriage. He definitely thought that was one of the biggest downfalls of our community.
Mhm.
Um, and he pushed for it. And what he was basically saying is a lot of people have unrealistic standards.
Mhm.
They require things of people that they can't even do for themselves. And he was basically trying to tell, uh, regardless of who you were, know who you are. There's nothing wrong with having your standards, but you're not above anybody.
Right.
So when a lot of these women, they will say that they want a high value man, and he was saying, okay, well, the average black man only makes like
Right.
$40,000 a year. You want a black man that makes over 100,000, which is, I think is maybe like 1%. You getting up to the tippy top
Mhm.
of that, outside of like athletes and
Mhm.
actors and stuff like that. And he said, okay, well, you can have that, but what are you bringing to the table?
Right.
Which a lot of women don't like to hear these days. That I'm hearing now is when somebody asks them, what do you bring to the table?
Mhm.
You don't necessarily have to ask like that, but they just think that they just got to be them, and that should be enough.
Well, I think it goes back to what we mentioned a couple of episodes ago, whereas you know you have leagues,
Yeah.
and as men, we know we have leagues.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you already feel some type of way if you make a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
Say if you in a 40-50 range,
Mhm.
and you see a woman that makes six figures and got her own shit, like you already
Yeah.
looking like, damn, she probably out of my
Yeah, she
league.
out of
You
my
know what I'm
league.
saying?
Yeah.
But I think I don't think that's the same standard on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I don't think that a lot of women view. Um,
Anybody out of that league.
yeah, I don't think they view a hierarchy,
Yeah.
and there is one. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Whether you say it's right, whether you say it's wrong, whatever it may be. Um, okay. For instance, so I saw, and I think either you sent it to me or I sent it to you. There was an interview of a young lady saying that she don't want to do with a day job.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And I I I could understand her perspective.
Yeah.
But here's my thing: do you give off the energy as well that you're trying to receive? Because she was saying that she didn't want a dude. Um, she basically wanted a dude that made his own schedule, that made a certain amount of money. Because she was saying that when it's time to go, when it's time to travel, like she gonna be ready to go, and she don't want to be, trying to worry about it if he can take off or
Yeah.
if he got time and everything. And I'm like, that's cool, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
at the same time, do you have what it takes on your end to maintain that particular lifestyle? And
Yeah.
I'll give you an example of what I mean. I don't mean do you make all the money that you need to go out and do that by yourself. What I mean is, do you have what it takes to be able to support a man like that? I'll give you a couple, for instance, right? And I've sent you their podcast a couple of times. It's called, the podcast is called Dead Ass, but it's
Okay.
DeVal and I cannot think of his wife's name right now. They're the Ellises, right?
Okay.
But and what I mean by, do you have that mindset set to support that particular man? He was a professional football player at one point in time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Career got cut short in the league. He ended up going into entertainment. During that time, he not during the time of him getting started, but right, he took off, right?
Yeah.
They used the money from his professional football career to fund him getting started in the entertainment industry, and while he was getting started, she maintained the household as well as became somewhat of his assistant. And I use that term lightly. When I say assistant, I mean like she was responsible for scheduling all his meetings, keeping up with his calendar, making sure that he was in the right place at the right time.
Gotcha.
And so that led to them ending up building a legacy and a lifestyle together, because he ended up getting more booked more, getting more jobs from that kind of shit. From her basically just making sure that he was in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
And then on the back end, she ended up starting her own stuff. She ended up starting her own, I think she has a makeup line. I think she has some other business that she does. They have the podcast together. They do social media together. So it's like, yeah, that's cool. I can definitely understand the perspective of where the young lady was coming from, where she said, she don't want a man with a 9 to 5. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm not going to disagree and tell you that your perspective is wrong.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got to understand that you got to bring something to that particular perspective.
Yeah. Definitely. That's definitely all I think Kevin was trying to say, and not to look down on anybody. There's nothing he was saying basically about what you're worth, what you have to offer,
Right.
because it's always gonna be give and take. So even if that's with me, some women don't like bald men, so I'm not gonna get those type of women that don't want bald men. I can't force them to want bald men.
Right.
Or I don't make a certain level of money, and certain women are looking for that level of money. So I could either look for somebody that wants to have the certain amount of money that I make, or I can just level the fuck up and become that man that I want to be, so I can start getting the people that I want. It's just really just taking accountability on yourself and just a hard kick in the ass of reality, really.
Yeah, but I'm at the same time. I'm not about to bash you for your opinion, yeah,
No,
or
no,
your
no, no,
preference. You know what
no,
I'm saying? Just
no.
because you had that preference, hey, you're not gonna be everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah, all the time. You see it all the time. Shooters gonna shoot.
Yeah, and you can't be mad about it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I think for the most part, like we kind of understand that as men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't.
And
At,
let me put this in there. We're speaking in general.
yeah,
We're not saying that every man understands
right.
because there are men out there that don't understand this.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. I think as a mature adult, as a mature man that's at a certain point of his life, you're not gonna really hear that particular man say, oh, I shot my shot at her and she turned me down. Oh, fuck that bitch. Like, nah. I mean, you can't win out. You ain't gonna win them all.
It may be still fuck that bitch in your head, but it's not gonna be like, no, I need to
Yeah,
go clown the fuck out of her.
I'm gonna bash her.
Yeah, it's just well, all right, fuck it, shit.
Yeah.
Fuck her. I know what I am. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have that confidence in yourself, but a realistic confidence.
Yeah.
And stuff. But I shot my shot at 7th Streeter. She ain't answer me.
Oh my god.
She don't like brown skin man.
Oh, well, okay.
She only like light skin man. I say it like that. Make
Okay.
up some imaginary excuse.
All right.
Not liking me.
Well, do you think? Let me say this before we get to.
That's jokes, folks. I know there is colorism out there, but this ain't one of them.
Yeah, we ain't on that shit.
I don't do that.
So yeah, as far as everybody was talking about that was karma. I'm like,
Yeah.
if that was the case, karma would be out here getting a whole much more motherfuckers.
I'll be dead.
Than Kevin Samuels. Like,
That is 6.
yeah, like I don't. I think people try to find terms and try to find things to justify, what they feel about a certain situation.
I think it just comes down to people. Certain groups do not want to be criticized.
Yeah.
And anything that you say is bashing or is hate versus somebody thinking critically and just giving you a dose of reality
Or a different perspective.
Yeah. Like that dude, he actually loved black women.
Mm-hmm.
He loved them. He would say it a lot. And even if you go back and you listen to his, he did an episode of the Joe Budden podcast, and he was talking about he was definitely pushing for black marriages and stuff. He wanted to see generational wealth. He wanted to see us get back together. And then he also got on black men. He told us that he said black women want to submit, but they just don't believe that they can because we haven't given them something to submit to and stuff like that. So it's across the board. Like if one side's gonna get it, the other side's got to get it too. But we can't be afraid of being judged.
Yeah.
That even goes like
that goes back to judgment versus accountability.
Yeah, that's even in church. Like when I go to church, I'm not looking. I mean, sometimes you want to hear the message that you want to hear.
Right.
You want something to make you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not ever hearing something that you need to hear, whether it be pastor getting on people that's having premarital sex, and now you uncomfortable, like, oh no, I'm never going back to that church again because he's saying I shouldn't be doing it. But you need that sometimes,
Yeah.
You're not above judgment or critique or whatever you should want to call it.
Yeah, well, I think at the same time, there is when it comes to situations like that, I think at the same time there is a lot of hypocrisy, and I think that may be what a lot of people had an issue with. And you can feel whatever you feel about it, right? But I just don't think that anybody should take joy in a person losing their life or a person that passing on. Now
Not at that level.
Yeah. Now, did in that situation was there hypocrisy because they were saying how he passed away, you know what I'm saying, like dealing with a younger chick or whatnot, and
Play on, play on.
Hey, it is what it is, but do you think that there was a certain level of hypocrisy there that kind of came to light in that situation?
As far as
him dealing with the young chick and I guess Um, people were saying that he was basically doing what he talk about other people for doing.
What, fucking young girls?
I mean, that's what it came down to. Like, people were saying it was
Well,
hypocrisy. And I mean, I really didn't feel.
well, that's no. With him, I think he said women just have it harder to get younger men
Yeah.
Than them guys. Normally, women they go for the guy with the most resources
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. He had resources, so
Hey,
Shawty was
got
about
that.
it
Yeah.
and stuff. And he went out on top. So
Yeah.
I can't be mad at him about that and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's still, I mean, you can't look at everything as an absolute. There's always exceptions to the rules.
Yeah.
So there are older women that still look very young, who haven't hit the quote unquote wall.
Mm-hmm.
They may not be able to be as fertile as like the younger women,
Mm-hmm.
which a lot of guys do want to have kids and stuff like that. So they may work in your disadvantage, but you still can look good. And there might be some younger guys that are looking for you, but there also be some older guys that's looking for you too.
Right.
And there may be some high value guys, quote unquote, as far as financially that are looking for you. But everything's not absolute, and I ain't seen really any hypocrisy in it.
Do you feel like we're in the age now to where um, we just don't sit? We're so sensitive to how people say things, even if they could be telling us something that could be beneficial to us. It could be, you know, a legit plight.
Um, I think there's a fine line, but it kind of goes to the policing people's tone,
Okay.
which I thought we weren't supposed to do because that was a big thing a couple years ago. It was like, don't police my tone.
Yeah.
But now we can police people's tone because you don't like what they're saying and how they're saying it to you.
Another double standard.
Yeah. Um, so he could come off brash. And I think some people just do come off brash, but I guess you gotta understand who you're talking to. But that's the thing, like you get so caught up in trying to curtain tell your conversation to certain people. It's like, okay, let me just say this and try not to take too much offense to it. It's coming from a place of wanting you to do better.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just like flat. As long as you're not like flat out hating on somebody, then I mean, you'll be alright.
Yeah. I think so many times we get into like we lose the message because we don't like the delivery, and yeah, you know, you're not gonna like the delivery and everything. And I always say, I always equate it back to just being an adult and being in the workplace, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you need correction, when you doing something that you fucking up in, and you get correction from your higher up, because everybody, I'm not gonna say everybody, but majority of people have a higher up when it comes to the job force, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you get into that situation, you're not gonna always like the way you get reprimanded,
Yeah.
you know, and you're not gonna always think that you're doing something wrong. But if what you're doing is not conducive to the workplace, or is not what the person above you, you know, if it's not meeting their expectations of you,
Mm-hmm.
if they tell you in the way that they feel, you know, is the way that their management style, and you don't like it, then what do? I'ma
You
just
gotta eat this shit.
exactly,
Or you can go off.
or you
Get fired.
yeah, or you can quit. You know what I'm
Quit,
saying? Like,
yeah.
you got options, but you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, you still gonna have to take what that person said to you if you want to keep your job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think you know, sometimes we get too caught up in the delivery, you know, and that's not just saying that we should let anybody talk to us any kind of way, but it is saying that sometimes you got to look inward, right? You can't get so caught up into the message,
Yeah.
you know, or you can't get so caught up into the delivery of the message versus the message.
Yeah. I mean, some people just, I don't want to say overly sensitive because I guess that's insensitive of me to say. Because I can't tell you how to feel, and I
Right.
can't tell you how to receive something.
Right.
Um, But it's like you can't say anything to anybody without somebody being offended.
Yeah, and I think we talked about that a little bit. Um, when we was talking about the whole Chris Rock and Will Smith thing. I think the day and age we are now, um, people like to pick and choose what's off limits, right?
Yeah,
Like 20 years ago, when we was growing up, I guess it's a little more than 20 years now because we getting a little older. Um, when we was growing up, people could say pretty much anything to anybody, and
Yeah.
I'll go back to the village concept, right?
yeah,
When we were growing up, it wasn't no oh, you can't say nothing to my kid or you can't correct my kid, right?
yeah,
It was everybody that you had in the village, whether it be teacher, whether it be cousin, whether it be neighborhood friends or
yeah,
neighbors, whether it be anybody. If you was an adult, you had the right to tell a kid,
yeah,
hey, you fucking up, I'm gonna get on your ass, and then I'm gonna tell your parent, and then they gonna get on your ass, and then the family gonna get on your ass. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like it wasn't. I think we've gotten so entitled these days to where nobody can tell you anything.
yeah.
Do you think that's a generational thing? Like that's a generational difference?
I definitely think it is. But it's also, I guess, it's also a societal thing because everything is just kind of shifted to more of a PC route. Nobody wants to be offended. Nobody wants to be hurt. Um, and a lot of people just take offense in. They try to find the offense in a lot of stuff, and instead of just accepting the critique. Um, like you said, like back in the day, if it came from anybody, an adult, they would say it unless like your parents didn't like them, and then they would go over there and be like, "Don't you ever talk to my son?" Yada yada
Right.
yada and stuff like that. But other than that, if they were in your village that was helping to raise you,
Yeah.
you just had to take it. Nowadays, it's I don't know, maybe, well, I guess we are those parents now.
Yeah, our generation.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe we just felt like we just had to do something different. I mean, I'm not subscribed to it, but I also don't have kids, so
Right.
I can't too much speak on it.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we're in a weird state.
Mm.
Um, just because I feel like, you know, you can't be told anything. I think, like I said, I feel like a lot of it is a double standard. It's because it's like, you can't say anything, you can't do anything, can't be told anything, and then everything is hypersexualized or everything is, you know what I'm saying. But it only applies to certain communities. Like it only
Yeah,
applies to certain people. Um,
brother, you already know how I feel about that.
I don't know, man. I just feel like it's a weird space, man. That's
Yeah.
I'm just like I can only imagine how people feel raising kids
Yeah,
in this space, bro. Cause it's just weird, man. This is a weird era.
it is. It's. I want to be a kid again. Sick of all this shit. It used to be so easy.
I ain't gonna say that. I don't want to be a kid again. Shit,
Well, I
man.
mean,
Be broke.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I like being able to do shit.
That's true. That's true.
Man, speaking of being a kid,
What you-
that brings us to our top three for the night.
Oh yeah. Man,
So-
I had to go back and think what it was.
Top three. Tonight's top three is because we was rolling in the car earlier and I forgot something came on.
It's over
Oh
now.
yeah, 112.
Yeah.
And so it made me think of top three CDs, and I gotta say CDs. I can't say albums because we had CDs.
First 3 CDs.
Yeah, my bad. First three CDs that you ever owned in life. What was your first three?
And CDs, not cassettes. First three was Jagged Edge, J.E. Heartbreak,
Okay.
one of my favorite albums of all time. NSYNC, No Strings Attached, and 8701,
Okay.
Usher.
I'm gonna say that I really hate you right now because I did not expect you to have
Instinct on there.
yes, because that was that's also it was also one of my first CDs. So yeah, that was one of my first CDs. Another one of my first CDs was uh, the 112 CD that I was telling you about.
Okay.
That was one of my first CDs, and my other first CD, which is actually pretty funny. And I don't even know what the name of the CD is. You know what? Actually,
Wow, that's what I call music. 2000.
um, I don't even remember the name of the album, but it's LL Cool J's CD, the one with "I Need Love." Um,
Why'd you have that old ass CD?
I don't even know. That was one of my first CDs, bro.
That shit come out like the 80s.
Bro, I'm sitting in that bitch talking about when I'm alone in my room. Sometimes I stare at the wall, and in the back
Man,
of
what
my
the hell?
mind,
Bigger and Deafer.
bro.
1987. Why you had this old ass CD?
Bro, I have no clue why. Why I had
Did
that
you steal
CD.
it from somebody?
No. I don't know why I had that CD, but that was one of
Was that a re-release? They came out on vinyl, didn't it?
Yeah, it was definitely a re-release. But I don't know if somebody bought it for me or
That shit is random as fuck.
bro, that was one of my first CDs. Like that was one of my first CDs. I still remember. I think it was like a little green disc or something like that. But yeah, man.
You sure it was the whole album?
It was the CD. I'm telling you.
Was it a bird CD?
Bro, no, it was the actual. When I find the CD cover, I think this is it.
Bro, what the fuck?
Bro.
I definitely remember that album cover.
Yes, bro. I'm talking about I had that, and that's back when you open up the album covers, the books,
Yeah.
and they have like the lyrics and shit.
Lyrics, the credits and everything.
Yeah, bro, that was one of my first CDs.
What was this?
This was had to be 01, 02
What
maybe.
the fuck? What the fuck? Dub.
Bro, it's probably before that. Yeah, but that was one of my. When did CDs come out? Because we was alive when CDs actually came out.
Yeah,
the first
it was,
CD.
no, it's probably like, well, they came out, but you couldn't afford them bitches. When I got my first stereo in like 2000, 2001.
Yeah, so I think that
It was 2001 because I got mine for Christmas.
Yeah, it might have been like 01, man. But that was one of my first CDs,
Oh my God.
and I have no clue why I had it. I think somebody bought it for me, honestly. Like one of it was either. I know it was my dad because my dad didn't even do rap like that. So it had to be maybe one of my uncles or my cousins or somebody. But that LL Cool J joint, man, was one of my first.
Hey man, I can't hate because LL Cool J, he dope, but I mean that's
LL
just
Cool J is hard as hell. Yeah, that was on that CD and everything.
You sound like Fred now. I'm gonna put y'all in the corner together and let y'all rap that whole album together.
Bro, like literally, I'm talking about I was in that bitch, shit, 10 or 11,
Well, I mean,
rapping LL Cool J
y'all
lyrics.
about the same color. Well, no, you a little lighter than not a little. You a lot lighter than I take it back. Take it all back.
I'm not that much lighter than him. But yeah, man, so
Look at that album cover, brother. you like a good 5 shades away from.
I'm not. But yeah, man, those are my first 3 CDs. I honestly didn't expect you to have no strings attached either. That was my. But I will say an honorable mention, and this is a shout out to my sister because she had this album on fucking repeat. We could never get in the car with my sister and not hear the My Way album.
That was a good album.
Yeah,
My favorite song off that one is "Slow Jam"
Oh yeah, Slow Down One Hard.
with
Yeah,
Monica.
yeah. Yeah, man. So those are my first. Those are my first three CDs, man, ever in life. Y'all let us know what y'all first three CDs. We definitely want to hear. Hit us up on to see. We got a lot of things coming up that we want to do.
I feel like we keep saying it like every week.
Well, this kind of stuff is different. Like we trying to get on social media a lot more and utilize the IG. So if y'all don't already, go follow us on IG at 2 Cent Podcast. You can't miss us because it's the same picture as everything else.
Yeah.
So go follow us. Go comment on there. Tell us topics that you want to hear. You can throw out whatever you want to hear, and we'll cover it.
Yeah, y'all answer these questions. I know this week I asked. Well, this was on my personal one. I asked what husband and wifely duties are.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, go follow us.
Yeah, if y'all want to hit us up, hey, slide in them DMs and let us know what y'all want to talk about. Y'all know how it go. You can agree with us. You can disagree with us. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Father, fuck you.
At the end of the day, that's just our 2 cents on it, man. Y'all have a good week. We'll see y'all next week.
All right.